What's up, people? I am just going to do a video for you about this Technics mod that you can put into a Technics 1200, 1210 type turntable and turn it into Ultrapitch. We just started selling these on the Cut and Paste Records website, and yeah, I'll just show you a little bit about how it works. This picture we're just looking at is showing you a little bit about how you hook it up. There's a little bit of soldering to do, so if you're not very good with a soldering iron, get a friend that is good with a soldering iron and knows how electricity works to help you out, but it's not that difficult. I could do it. So this thing got invented by, it was actually originally invented by a guy called Kevin from Cab USA, who figured out how to do the Ultrapitch and a bunch of other cool stuff on Technics turntables, how to get more out of them. He invented the mod, and then DJ Backtrack from Sweden, who was also working on a similar project, basically in a roundabout way got in contact with him and developed his idea into what we've got now, and added some really cool features to it. So I'll show you what you can do. So here's a regular battered old Technics 1210 Mark II, totally normal turntable. I did the mod in this one. I've got Kevin's mod in this one. It's the old school one, but this one has the extra features. So just to start things off, I'll just set it playing so you can just see that, like, you know, it's zero pitch and everything. It's not the mod's not affected this turntable in any way. It's all normal. I suppose if you go down to like a normal speed here, if you know how these lights work, they kind of sync up when you get to certain parts on the pitch, and that one you can get to that. You can get to the -6 one you see at the bottom there. It's steady. You can get up to the top. I don't need to show you it all. It all works as a normal turntable, but you can put it into Ultrapitch mode. So like this record here, this is all designed to go at Ultrapitch. At this speed, it's probably going to be too fast. So I can't get the pitch to go slow enough. It only goes -8. So what you do is you hold this button down once you've done the mod for a second, and you see that light turns red now. So you change the light out to make that happen as well. That's a pretty cool feature. And with that, the fact that light changes, it tells you a whole bunch of useful information that you need to know when you're calibrating it and stuff. So anyway, now we've got the red light. This pitch now doesn't just go down to -8 from there down to there. It's -50, just like on Stanton turntables and Reloop and all the other ones. So you've got a whole range of plus and minus 50. So let's just spin it. You can see that it's going way slower. I'll turn the sound off for now. Back to 0 again. And you see when I'm on 0, it's nice and solid. Go back down to -50. And because of the way the lights work, it's slightly different, but you can see it's pretty solid. I might need to recalibrate mine a little bit, but it's just drifting the tiniest amount. But you can get this thing really accurate as well, which is cool. The way that he's done the firmware, you can actually program it to your fader. Every Technics, because of the nature of their like analog faders, they all wear out differently. They all behave slightly differently. And what Backtrack figured out is that you can calibrate it to, you know, multiple points on the fader, and you get a better result. So yeah, he's a clever dude. He's made it really good and really easy to install as well. So here's how it's behaving at -50%. It's like a Vestax or something. I'll get some vocals for you so you can see what's going on. And it doesn't really mess with the torque either. If you're worried about that, you can stop the turntable and it picks right back up again, just like it normally would. Obviously feels a bit like slightly less torque when it's -50, but that's the same on any turntable if you think about it. And the Technics aren't known for having crazy amounts of torque like Vestax or whoever, so you don't really lose any torque. nothing that I've noticed anyway. And there's another really dope feature on this as well, and that's if you hold both buttons for a second. One. See, that's turned orange now. And what that does is it puts it into MIDI mode, so it takes like a MIDI input, like a Backtrack 3000 does, or I think the new Reloop turntables do that now. Down there, you can, I don't know if you can see, like there's a MIDI cable sticking out, and I've got that plugged into this really simple keyboard. So if I put a tone on the record, let's find a tone. Pitch is disabled at the moment. Sorry, I just pushed a button, but if I push these buttons, so you see I can control it with MIDI. It's a little bit, I think you call it glissando. It's like a slow shift from one note to another. But if you go from fast to slow, it's going to take a little bit longer than a Vestax or something. That's just the nature of how Technics works, is that you're not going to get that much better than that, but you can use that, you know, there's plenty of synths and stuff that just behave like that, so people learn how to play them like that. So yeah, that's a pretty cool feature. You can do all sorts of stuff like that. Once you've got MIDI going into it, there's crazy stuff. If you check out people like DJ Brace and various other people that are doing MIDI based stuff with their turntables, there's some interesting things you could be doing with that, hooking it up to modular synthesizers, crazy stuff that can be done. But anyway, that's how the mod works. There's way more detailed videos on Backtrack's website. You can pick it up from the Cut and Paste Records web shop, and it's £129, which is way cheaper than buying a whole new Ultrapitch turntable, and you get to keep your Technics as well. Peace.